Friends, today we will see the function of oil in the hydraulic systems. While learning the general layout of the hydraulic system, we have seen that the oil is used as a power transmission media in hydraulic systems. So the first and most important function of oil in the hydraulic system is to transmit the power from pump to the actuator. The pump converts hydraulic energy, mechanical energy into hydraulic energy, and this hydraulic energy is transmitted up to actuator, and the actuator again converts it into mechanical energy. So the oil is used as a media to transfer the power. That is the most important or first function of the hydraulic oil. There are other functions of the hydraulic oil also in the hydraulic system which have effect on the efficient working of the hydraulic system. The main four functions or primary functions of the hydraulic oil is: first is power transmission, as I have already told you. The second function is lubrication. That means to lubricate the moving parts of the hydraulic system, starting from the pump. Pump also has some moving parts. It may be rotating or reciprocating parts. These parts must be lubricated. There is no external lubrication system in the hydraulic system. The oil itself works as a lubricator. First is the pump, then the valves, direction control valve, flow control valve, and finally the actuator. In the actuator also the oil works as a lubricant to reduce the friction between the moving parts and to increase the life of the component. So lubrication is also another function of the oil which it has to perform. The third function of the oil is sealing. In some components, oil itself works as a sealant between two compartments of the hydraulic system. There is no separate seal or gasket in some parts. There, the oil itself works as a sealant. So, to perform this quality, it must maintain a proper film strength. For example, in the valves, direction control valves, there is a sliding spool in the valve body, and there is no other sealing material or seals between the sliding spool and the valve body. On one part of the spool there is a high pressure, and on the other part of the spool there is a low pressure. So there are chances of oil leakage from higher pressure side to lower pressure side. So here the oil maintains a film strength between the sliding spool and the valve body, and prevents leakage from one part side to another side. The close mechanical tolerance and the proper film strength of the oil between the moving parts works as a sealing in the some components of the hydraulic system. So the third function is sealing. Another fourth primary function of the oil is to cool the parts. When the system is running for long hours, the oil heats up due to increase in its pressure and the friction between the moving parts. The temperature of the oil increases, and the oil takes the heat from the moving parts, and it is dissipated, or it is brought, the heat is brought to the reservoir or tank of the hydraulic system, and where it is allowed to cool. The tank, through its wall, dissipates heat to the atmosphere. Thus the oil performs these four primary functions in the hydraulic system. The four primary functions are power transmission, lubrication, sealing and cooling. The secondary or another functions the oil is expected to perform in the hydraulic system is to prevent rust. To prevent the rust, that means the parts must not be rusted. It should be you should prevent oxidation of the parts. For that purpose, the oil should not react chemically with the metal components of the hydraulic system. Then and then only it will prevent the rust. That means water should not be allowed to come into contact with the components, metal components of the ferrous or non-ferrous components of the hydraulic systems. The another function is to prevent sludge. That means sludge should not be formed in the oil. The oil should be chemically stable. It should be a uniform or whole body oil, stable body oil. There should not be any sludge formation in the oil. If the oil is chemically stable, the sludge will not form in the oil. If sludge is formed in the oil, the life of the oil has finished. You have to change the oil. So the next function is difference foaming. Foaming occurs when the air is allowed to enter into the oil. Normally, there is about 9% of air in the oil. But when we increase the pressure of the oil, we pressurize the oil, the percentage of air in the oil increases, and when the oil comes into the area of low pressure, the air comes out of the oil and foams or bubbles are formed, and it is not at all expected because we know that air is compressible, so and oil is incompressible. Air is compressible, that means it will not give you uniform motions, isn't it? When we want to apply force, the air will be compressed and you will not get the uniform motion of the actuators or any other moving part. So the oil should depress foaming, that means it should not absorb air in oil. The another property of the oil is it should separate water or moisture from the oil. It should not absorb the water. If it absorbs water, what happens? The water molecules will come into contact with the metal components and it will start rusting or corrosion will be started. So to increase the life of the components, the oil should be such that it should prevent absorption of moisture into the oil. That means this property is called as demulsibility. Oil must be demulsible. The one more function the oil has to perform is, or the property it should possess is compatible with seals and gaskets. Seals and gaskets are many times non-metallic components of the hydraulic system. The oil should not react chemically with the seals and gasket materials. That is the meaning of the compatible. It should not react chemically with the seals and gaskets. Seals are many times, most of the times are non-metallic components. If the oil reacts chemically with the seals and gaskets, the properties of the seals and gaskets will be changed. It will be hardened. The seals and gaskets are supposed to be soft and reduce the friction and prevent the leakage. And if the seals and gaskets became hard, they will not carry out the desired function. So the oil should not react chemically with the seals and gasket as well as the metal components of the hydraulic system. While selecting the oil, we have to think that the oil is not chemically reacting with the seal materials, or that is it should be compatible with the system components. Okay. Now we will see the desired properties of the hydraulic cell. In order to carry out the functions, the oil must possess some properties. Then and then only it will perform effectively, and the efficiency of the hydraulic system will be more. Okay.